Hi everyone. Here is the 18th class for trigonometry. We want to prove these two theorems or relations that sine of any angle, sine of any angle in a right angle triangle is equal to cos of 90 minus that particular angle. So therefore, sine theta is cos of 90 minus theta. Cos theta is sine of 90 minus theta. So in other words, even if the angle here is represented by alpha or beta, any of the two. So even if we say cos 60 degrees, you have to say sine of 90 minus 60. Sine 30, cos of 90 minus 30. So what is here is what we have here. Yeah, but the angle has to be what? A right angle triangle. So because of this, we want to prove this. What do? Let us have a right angle triangle. A right angle triangle is a triangle with one angle as exactly 90 degrees. Okay. Now, if this is a right angle triangle, what do? We need to choose an angle. You can choose to say alpha, you can say beta, you can say gamma, you can say theta. But what we want to prove comes with theta, so we can simply use theta. So let here be theta. Okay. But let's think of this one. This one is a right angle triangle. Once the name right angle triangle, it simply means one angle is exactly 90 degrees. So this is exactly what? 90 degrees. What there is just saying that whatsoever the triangle is, the sum of the interior angles, the sum has to be 180 degrees. The sum is 180 degrees. So if the sum of any triangle is 180 degrees, and this is already 90, so it means out of the 180, if you take away 90, there will remain 90. There will remain what? 90. And with this 90 that remains, it is meant for this angle and this angle. The 90 that remains is meant for this angle and this angle. Remember, the total of the three angles in any triangle is 180. But this is already 90, so it remains 90. And this 90 is for this and this. So you and I, if you are asked that here is 60 degrees, what do you think will be here? Remember, these two are for 90. So if this one is 60 degrees, here is supposed to be definitely what? 30 degrees. Yeah. But what if here is 50 degrees? What do you think will be here? If here is 50 degrees, definitely here is 40 degrees because these two angles supposed to be 90 degrees. And to crown it all, 1, 2, 3 is supposed to give us 180 degrees. The final question, what if here is 70 degrees? What should be here? Just ask yourself, these two supposed to be 90. So if this is 70, here is supposed to be 20. But if you think this abstract way of subtraction, you cannot do it. So whatsoever that is here, just say 90 minus what is here. It will give you this. So even if someone says, well, here is 35, what should be here? Just say 90 minus this 35 will give us this. I hope that one is good, right? So if this is theta, what should be here now? Well, here should be 90 minus theta, considering what we just learned here. So this angle is supposed to be 90 minus theta if this is theta. I hope it is clear. Now let us use theta. Theta degrees. Let us use theta. If we are using theta in a right angle triangle, the face, the side that is facing this angle is our opposite. The side that is always facing the 90 degrees is the hypotenuse side. And the side that is between the given angle and the 90 degrees is our adjacent side. So what do we do now? Let us choose here to be y, this side be x, this side be p. I hope you are getting the point here. Let here be x, here be y, here be p. So in that case, if we are considering theta, now let us find sine theta, and we find cos theta, and let's see. Yeah, theta. Let us don't consider this one for now. We are considering theta as a given angle. That's why we say the side that is facing theta is the opposite. Not because of this. It's a general concept that I've been explaining since the beginning of trigonometry. In fact, the first two videos are meant for that. This side is opposite. Why? Because it is a side facing this given angle. This side is the hypotenuse. Why? Because it is the side what? Facing the 90 degrees. Why this side is called the adjacent? It is the side between the given angle and the 90 degrees. Now, what is sine generally? Remember, SOHCAHTOA. So, katwa. Sine is for opposite over hypotenuse. Sine is for opposite over hypotenuse. So, according to theta we are dealing with, what is the opposite? The opposite is y. Yes, over hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? Is P. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now let us come to cos. The same theta we are dealing with. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. According to theta we are dealing with theta, what is the adjacent? The adjacent is x. Yes. How about the hypotenuse? The hypotenuse is still P. I hope it is clear. You may want to ask why we don't find tan, because in a right angle triangle, tan 90 cannot be determined. So since we are dealing with a right angle triangle here, we are not dealing with, we don't want to discuss this because this one is for, like what we say, right angle triangle, Pythagoras. Yeah, we are only dealing with, I'm sorry about Pythagoras. We are only dealing with what? Sine and cosine. We don't deal with what? Tan. Because the ratios or the equations want to prove there is nothing like tan, so we don't consider that here. Okay, so let's see again. We are done with theta. Now let us forget about theta now. Let's consider, we are considering 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta is what we are considering now. Do not forget. So let us find sine 90 minus theta. Let us find cos 90 minus theta. Okay. So, whether it is sine 90 minus theta, whether it is sine theta, whether it is sine v, whether it is sine u, sine me, what is important is sine. Sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is always adjacent over hypotenuse. So now we are considering 90 minus theta. So do not think this side is going to be the opposite again. Because when you talk about opposite, the side that is what? Facing the given angle. This is no longer our given angle. Yes, it is there because of the whole procedure. But this is now what we are considering. Assume this to be your given angle now. So since this is the given angle, and this is the side that is facing the given angle, so this is now our opposite. This one remains the hypotenuse because it is defined as the side facing the 90 degrees. This one is now our adjacent. What does that mean, adjacent side? Between the given angle and the 90 degrees is the adjacent. So now we go. So what is sine 90 minus theta? The reason you see 90 minus theta is because it's 90 minus theta we are considering now. But use the same definition for sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So for 90 minus theta, which is located here, what is the opposite? The opposite is x. Opposite over hypotenuse. What is the hypotenuse? The hypotenuse is P. Yeah. Now let's come to cos. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So according to 90 minus theta, which is this, what is our adjacent? Our adjacent is y. How about the hypotenuse? It remains P. Okay. So what do we see here? Now let us do the final observation. Y over P, Y over P, X over P, X over P. So what does that imply? It implies that sine theta is equal to cos of 90 minus theta. Because what sine theta will give you is the same thing cos of 90 minus theta will give you. What cos theta will give you is the same thing sine of 90 minus theta will give you. So now your exercise is take your scientific calculator and find sine 60 degrees. The result you get for what? Sine 60 degrees, which is root 3 over 2, is the same result you will get if you say cos into 90 minus 60. I want you to understand the concept here. Sine theta is cos of 90 minus theta. Theta after the minus was sine cos. So theta after the minus was sine cos. So you will notice that what this one gives is the same thing this one is going to give. What is 90 minus 60? Is 30. So cos 30 degrees. So it tells you that cos 30 will also give you root 3 over 2. Root what? Root 3 over 2. I hope it is clear. So this one concludes that sine theta is equal to cos into 90 minus. The only thing is, once the teacher asks you to show that this is equal to this, these are the steps, then you come to this. This is not part of the procedure. This is just like explanation. So the solution is this one, if your teacher asks you to prove them. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to follow, like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. See my next video.